Sam, thank you very much for agreeing to speak to us. This is obviously an issue that you're passionate about, that's being supported by CDKN. Why is it that you feel it's important?
Climate change is a complex issue requiring many stakeholders working across many fronts, and the community of practice around community-based adaptation is a very important and growing group of people. In fact, this event which we've been at here in Hanoi is the only one of its type which brings together practitioners from the field, particularly the NGO community, with researchers and scientists and increasingly policymakers, to address the issue about scaling up learning and accelerating response to adaptation needs for poor and vulnerable communities around the world.
And what have been the goals of this conference, do you think, and have they achieved them in your mind?
Well, it's about communicating community-based adaptation. I want to communicate to you the importance of this topic. So we've done this here as a network, and I think we've done this quite successfully through blogging and tweeting to a broader group of people. I think the question that I pose is, how transformational is that? Are we really leveraging policymakers at national level and ensuring that the international process through the UNFCCC is really responding to this, and those who can finance some of the actions for adaptation are really responding to this? We're not there yet. There's a journey going on here, and I expect that we'll be convening in a year's time with a lot of activity between now and then, convening in a year's time for the 7th CBA conference, which is proposed to be held in Dhaka, Bangladesh, hoping that we've taken it forward. Now, how are we going to take it forward? CDKN in particular is keen to work with the partners here to ensure a successful process of mainstreaming CBA. What do I mean by that? Mainstreaming is really about bringing in policymakers, bringing in and leveraging finance to deliver CBA. An excellent example was this that was given by the Permanent Secretary of the Water Environment from Uganda during this conference. And let me just illustrate that, because I think that's my vision of how this can move forward. Working with a consortium of national and international NGOs in a particular vulnerable district of Uganda, the case for, the plans for, and the strategies and opportunities for addressing adaptation for those communities was made in Uganda, and that enabled those with the resources in the government of Uganda to use that opportunity to deliver additional services to support poor people in that district. So the framing that this community practice can do, and actually the responsibility it has to take to planners and policymakers the opportunities for delivery and response, and to lever finance in the way which we heard from Uganda during this conference, I think is a kind of model that we should all be working on. Now, of course, that happens at national level, but it can potentially happen at international level. $100 billion is promised by the international community as part of the solution to addressing climate change. A good chunk of that money will go for adaptation. The Green Climate Fund is now in a process of design, and then the financing will hopefully start to flow over the next few years. This group is well poised to help facilitate that flow of funds, and I think that's where we can do a lot, and this is why CDKN sees this as an important partner.
Where are the barriers? Why haven't we got there already? What are the difficulties you're going to have to overcome in the next year in order to mainstream this?
I don't think we've always had the right people in the room, and I don't think we've communicated this terribly well. This conference has taken some important steps to improving the quality of communication. We're not there yet. We talk in jargon, we don't simplify, we make things sound complex that are actually relatively straightforward. We've got to work with professional communicators much more to get the messages out.
Sam, thank you very much for speaking with us.
Brilliant.